Hello everyone. Did a bit of a silly thing. Stopped the video recording mid-calculation. Thought I'd uploaded it. Deleted it off my phone. Realised I hadn't uploaded it. It's already gone. It's not in recently deleted. So anyway, I've done all the maths. Here it is. But I only got as far as part way through the division. So if we pick up where we left off, which I think was at the point where I'd written a 0 that looked like a 6. So it had 46 instead of... Sorry. Ollie. Go on your bed. I was desperate to go out for a walk. It's early morning on Sunday and the sun's shining. We'll go in a minute, alright? Anyways, who could say no to that face? Back to maths. Where I had a remainder of 9. How many 18s are in 90? And it was 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I'd corrected my known facts there. 172.5. Then we had 3 and 1/3 added to 2.5. Now you might have converted those into an improper fraction. 10/3 added to 5/2. Common denominator, add across. What I did, because I knew that a half and a third wasn't going to give me more than a whole, I added the 2 and the 3, added the wholes, added the integers to make 5, and then added a third and a half. Ollie. You know she's being silly. I did a 3 1/2, which I worked out down here. I used 6ths as my common denominator. 1/3 times by 2 is 2/6. 1/2 I used times in by 3 to make my common denominator. So 1 times 3 is 3 to get 5/6 to get my final answer of 5 and 1/6. 5 and 5/6. Sorry. Then we went up here. We had 9/10 divided by 3. Because it's an integer, I put it over 1. Remember, we don't divide a fraction, we times and we flip the second fraction. So I had 9/10 times 1/3 times to cross. 9 times 1 times to cross, 10 times 3. And then I was able to simplify that. So you might have got 9/30 as your final answer, which is good. I simplified by dividing by 3 and dividing by 3 to get 3/10, which is even better. Then we had 39.34 times 100. I used Mr. DL, multiply to the right, divide to the left. Had my decimal point, it's timesing, jumping to the right, 2 places to get 3,934. You might have put 0.0, but the point that I explained earlier, and we'll say again, is that the 0.0, it's got no value, so I don't need to put it. Next up, we had 55% of 6,532. I turned 55% into 0.55 as its decimal equivalent, and did it as a multiplication. So I times them first of all as if they were whole numbers, and then, there we go, times them as if they were whole numbers, and then I put my 2 decimal places back in to get 3,592.6. Again, that 0 doesn't have any value. It's not keeping any digits in place down here, so I don't really need to put it. You could put 0.0, and we would, if it was money, we'd put 0.60, 60 pence, because money always has 2 decimal places. Then we had, if we go back up there, 4.88 multiplied by 4, which I laid out here as short multiplication. With short multiplication, we can lay it out with the decimal points in line and then just multiply like normal. So 4 times 8 is 32, 4 times 8 is 32, add the 3 makes 35, 4 squared is 16, add the 3 makes 19, 19.52. And our last question was 2... Oh, it's a good job I'm doing it again because I've done it as if it's 2/5 divided by 5. It is not. It is 2/3 divided by 5. It's got a whole number, put it over 1. Then I'm going to flip the second fraction, 2/3 times 1/5. And then I can times across. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 3 is 15 to get a final answer of 2/15. Before, when I did it as 2/5. I think that's my messy handwriting coming out again. I am at 2/5. I got 2/25. I shouldn't have got 2/15. Right, that was arithmetic part 2, take 2. Fingers crossed that makes it to YouTube.